a B2B perspective, and it's similar in vein to B2C. In the past, at least as it relates to people writing malware or virus software, Trojans, if you will. In the past, it was people that just wanted to have fun, and they created something because they thought they would get some notoriety or some publicity, and they would write some type of malicious code like "I love you," and it would go out and it would cause havoc in an organization. Some of the antivirus software programs have gotten better, and we're starting to see a lot of companies that are really adapting to application control, executable control, whitelisting, and so that's actually prohibited a lot of those type of notoriety seeker type individuals to write the type of codes. What we're seeing today are people that are really after financial gain. On the B2B side, you'll find stealth programs that will kind of run underneath the hood, if you will, trying to target credit card transactions, and actually that took place to a major credit card processor in southern Arizona about 2 years ago, and I believe it was Visa or MasterCard that highlighted that issue. It can really happen because you're going to have individuals that have malicious intent. They can actually try to penetrate your firewalls and try to steal data, and typically you're going to find that with individuals that are trying to get financial gain. But that's not always the case. You actually may have inside threats as well. Those are actually just as prominent as outside threats. And not because someone actually is malicious or somebody intends to cause harm to the organization. People make mistakes. You make mistakes, I make mistakes. In my organization, we have a lot of different devices. I have cell phones. I have iPods. In addition to, I have thumb drives. I have my notebook computer. All that has very sensitive data that my company has. And having all that information, all those convergent devices, anything can happen. In order for an organization to protect their data in an effective manner, first of all, it takes an organization to understand that they actually have a problem and that the problem exists, I think first and foremost. And the organization has to be sensitive to creating business policies and actually establishing a plan, and then also creating a corporate culture where they understand the potential threat relevant to having all these different devices and the way that data can actually seep out of an organization, whether it be data in motion or data at rest. One of the biggest misconceptions is that data leakage is the only source of data protection, or I should say violation of potential data protection, and that's really not the case. There are other areas where we have misconceptions. A lot of people think you can just have content filtering, possibly with encryption, and they believe that everything is going to be taken care of and that they're no longer a threat. Well, that's not the case. I mean, content filtering has really come a long way, but it's still maturing, and there's a lot of data. Is it data that's residing on the network and permeating, or is it data on the endpoint? Data can enter at any particular point at the network, or it can be on the endpoint, so you have to protect both sides. I think Lumension Security is unique in the space in that we're probably the only vendor today that truly understands this inside and out. Starting off as a vulnerability assessment and remediation company, we have a lot of granularity going to all the nodes within a particular organization, whether it be those servers, and not just a Windows server, but a Unix server, a Linux server.